Hello and good evening, everybody. This is Tiffany Roman, your host of Small Biz Highlight. Welcome to episode number 26. I'm so excited to have you all here. For those of you who are joining us live, thank you. Please hit like, share, all of the above, minus the sad face. We don't do that one. That just is not allowed in our section here. But I also would like to reach out to those who may be watching us on replay. If you are, please hashtag replay in the comments so we know you stopped by, and thank you in advance for doing so. Tonight, I am going to be introducing you guys to Dustan Oberhauser, right?
Yeah.
Darn it. I practiced so much before the show and I still messed it up.
Was asked.
So before we get started, I just wanted to throw out a little tidbit. If you didn't get to watch my 1 o'clock interview, we had a vendor event scheduled where I am collaborating with the Vineyards at Hershey. It was scheduled for this past Sunday, but because rain was forecasted, we pushed it back to the 18th. So we will still be having the vendor event at the Vineyards at Hershey. I'm super excited to be collaborating with them. I will be broadcasting live from the event, interviewing each of the vendors that are there and giving you all the information you need so that if you want to purchase from them and whatnot, then that would be your place to go on my page. To stay in the know, you're going to need to like and follow me though. So you might as well stop by and do that while you're here. All right. So Dustan. The very first thing I like to do with people is ask one question, and it's a simple question, but sometimes it trips people up. Who are you? Where are you from? Family? I don't know. What do you like? What's your favorite food? Whatever information you want to help people get to know you a little bit more before we talk about the business.
Absolutely. So I'm a Pennsylvania native. I was born and raised in Berks County. But I just actually got back to the state after being gone for 12 years. I was in the Navy. I was active duty military, and I just recently separated from my service and decided to bring the wife and kids back to my home state. And we set up shop here. I got my wife, Jean, who does a lot of my social media stuff, and she all of like the custom epoxy cups that we now do, all the handmade epoxy stuff. She's the other half of Liberty Bell. She's actually with the kids at gymnastics right now, but then we also have our 6 crazy little children that if you stop and follow my posts, you will see that they are in about a solid 75% of them. They're always with me in the shop or out and about. So we actually just got back to Pennsylvania a few months ago, and crazy time to come back, I'll tell you.
I would say so. Thank you for your service. I have been in the Army Reserves for 16 years. I'm still in right now. So congratulations on surviving your contract and deciding to leave. Not that you should decide to leave. That's not what I'm saying. It was his choice, and congrats to him deciding that was best for him. Last thing I need is for like my NCO to watch this and jump on me like, what are you trying to say? No.
Out of you. I was in the Navy. It's okay. No, 12 years, it had been a great run, but it had taken its toll on the family, and we decided it was time to kind of sprout some roots and bring the kids back to the extended family outside of our, it's a pretty big bubble. We got 6 kids in us. It's a big bubble, but we brought the kids back to the bigger family bubble so they could have that growing up.
Oh yeah, I absolutely understand that. That's great. That's so awesome. I mean, it sucks right now that you come back and then Corona hits and then you can't see anybody. So then it's back to just the 8 of you, right? Just hanging out together for the most part. But I mean, you guys are used to that at least. So the business is called Liberty Bell Customs. I can probably guess why it's called that, but how about you give us the explanation?
A few reasons. first off, I wanted a business name that was extremely personal to our family. And it started actually in the heart of Texas in San Antonio. And that was kind of my little claim to fame is Texans love Texas. So I'm not a Texan. I wanted to show them that, us in Pennsylvania, that, love Pennsylvania. And I kind of did that little homage to home, mixed with the fact that most of what I do is patriotic and Americana. That just really fit. Out of all 6 of my kids, only one of them is a girl. Her name is Liberty. Uh,
Oh.
Yep, that's one of the other reason. And in the Navy, we have a saying, and it's called we're waiting for the Liberty Bell to ring, and hey, work is over, go home, go play. When you get to port, everybody works. They do everything it takes to moor the ship up, so that way, they make a port call wherever it is in the world. They're still working until the Liberty Bell rings, and at that point, it's time to go off and play. And the last year or so of my career, I realized I was waiting more and more for the Liberty Bell to ring so I could go home and work in the shop. So it just turned out to be like super, super meaningful, and we've run with it since we started.
Wow, that's so great. Oh my goodness. So then, yeah, it started while you were basically active duty or whatnot, and then you decided to keep going with it afterwards. That's great. Goodness. Okay, so why did you get started with this? Like, were you that kid in what is it called? Wood shop that just always was building something? Or I mean, why building custom artwork out of wood?
So when I was here in Pennsylvania, I actually went to Votech for carpentry and building construction. It was a big part of thank you, Chrissy. That's kind of cool. I didn't know it did that. I went to school for it, and it was really rewarding. It taught me a lot of hands-on skills. And then I joined the military, and I pretty much stopped all woodworking for about a decade. And after a couple deployments, I started making small pieces in my garage for the guys I was serving with. As people retired from my unit, I started making like shadow boxes and plaques. I did my first flag for a Christmas party 2 years ago, and I donated it to the unit so that we could give it to one of our junior guys.
Okay.
One of the junior service members that was there, and it was really well received. We took pictures of it, posted them online, and then things went crazy. But it mostly started as therapy for me. I call it Sawdust Therapy, and it's been a big part. Is what it all started as. Most of my first pieces were either donated to individuals, or they were given to, in my case, mostly veteran or first responder nonprofits to help them raise money. I've done a lot of that even this year, especially because of with COVID hitting and a lot of people not being able to have their events like they wanted to. I've kept that up. We just actually donated a handmade flag. This one was I put a video up of it not too long ago. It's actually it's hanging from a staff, a memorial flag, and we raised almost $2,000 for a veterans nonprofit down in Texas, and it was actually Louisiana, and it was hugely rewarding to see them be able to do good things with that. But it's kind of started as therapy and then kind of went from there.
Well, I can absolutely tell that you enjoy it, but it's also like a part of you, because not only do you glow when you talk about it and whatnot, and you have so much enthusiasm when you talk about it, but your work is ridiculous. Like,
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that because you're on my show, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, his work is ridiculous, and I'm going to show you and prove it to you. Hold on, let me see if this works. This stuff is beautiful. Like, how? Okay, I know this is a 9/11 memorial thingy. It's beautiful. But like, how does this work? You burn the wood, you're putting wood together, burning it on purpose, it looks like, and then staining it.
So I use 3 different torches. All of the color on that is either done by torch or by hand mixed stains. It's not painted on, it's not slapped on. I use CNCs to help me do the carves so I can make sure that I'm always giving a very high quality look to it and a really high quality finish. And I mixed carving using the torch to accent lines and bring out the individual grains, and then add that in with the stains. I use those because they don't cover up the natural beauty of the wood. They actually accent it and they make it stand out even more. This one was actually made about 3 weeks ago. Um, it was a special request, and me having been a firefighter and EMT before I joined the military, I was 100% on board to make it happen. Uh, we actually started with a really basic design, and the customer really kind of gave me free reign to make it look amazing. And
Wow,
kind of went nuts with it. And I loved it, and
I can tell.
it was cool to see their reaction when it was they walked in. It was hanging on the wall.
I can only imagine the look on their face. I know if I told you go crazy with it and give me something and this is what you gave me, I'd probably cry. Like this is beautiful. And such a epic that's our moment in history, our generation's moment to remember. Every generation has their moment to remember. Unfortunately, that's ours. So that's always going to be like a soft spot for us, hopefully forever. Hopefully we never forget, for sure.
Outside of the that's one of my favorite ones to make, the traditional We the People. I actually scanned the Declaration of Independence, one a replica, and you create the text that goes in the stripes. So that one is as close to accurate as I can possibly get it. And I love doing those. That's probably one of my most popular pieces. And we're actually going to be doing a Veterans Day sale on that one starting this week, on all of that particular flag right there, that style, all orders made on that between now and Veterans Day in November.
Wow. I love this one. And I know I saw other ones where it had like the Navy symbol and the Marine one. I didn't see Army, but I won't hold that against you. But I did see another one that was Army. So you made up for it.
In Coast Guard. So I have actually done all of them, and it's the Marine ones are always near and dear to my heart because my job in the Navy was I was a Navy corpsman. The Marines that I was with always called me Doc, because that's what I was. I was their medic, and in 12 years in the Navy, I was never stationed on a ship. I was always with Marine Corps units. So making anything Marine Corps centric or that sports that Eagle Globe and Anchor, I'm all for it. I jump at the chance to make those.
This is outrageous. I had to put a smaller picture to show people that like it's a full guitar or whatever.
Actually,
But
bigger than a real one. It's actually bigger than a real one would be. That's a sound of freedom. They're not even. That was the first of its kind. Okay, second of its kind. The first one I did about a year ago, and it wasn't quite as intricate, but that one was a flying V style, and this one is. I'm actually going to be opening up a line. It's called the Sound of Freedom line. It's going to have all of the big styles of guitars. That's a Gibson Les Paul. I play guitar myself, so it's a really cool to get to do that. But I'm also going to be offering a Stratocaster and a Telecaster style at the very least. We're looking at a few others to possibly add to the mix.
wow, that is so beautiful. It looks real. Like it looks like you could just pick it up and start playing. Oh, this is nice. I'm assuming this is like a remembrance piece.
So that one was not a remembrance piece. That was actually for an active officer that wanted to commemorate his time with the DC Metro. Uh, all the law enforcement officers that reach out to me, I'm always first up to help them out and support them. We just donated one out to. It was actually out to Lincoln, Nebraska. One of my customers that's out there, been a long time customer. Their police department lost a Leo in the line of duty, and we sent out a special piece. It was actually a memorial piece for the department to present to his family. But this is a style that's kind of become really popular. It's tough to see in the photo, but that actual badge is 3D. It sits off of the actual flag. And I do them specifically. I've done about 8 or 9 different departments so far, so that's an option that we have with that particular flag, with the thin blue line. We've done it as well with fire departments and their insignias that they send to us to kind of commemorate in solid material.
Wow. Let's see. Now, see this rank I know. This is beautiful. For those of you who haven't been in the military and whatnot, we're really big on extravagant gifts for people who are leaving, especially high ranking people. So this looks like something you would get for someone who's retiring or that they've been stationed at a specific spot for so long. And then this is their going away gift as a thank you for the service they've given to that specific station. So this is beautiful. I know a lot of people who would be so anxious to get their hands on something
This
like that.
a retirement gift for someone that had done, I want to say it was like 27 years of active service. So when it's stuff like that, we always try to go big, go above and beyond. I did 12, 27. It's tough to even imagine that. So being able to commemorate that on their day, that it's really really cool. That's probably one of my most rewarding pieces that I get to actually make for people. It's because that then ties that moment uh, in their life that they've waited for 27 years for. It ties it to a piece that I made, and it doesn't get much more rewarding than that.
No, I absolutely can understand that. And some more of your flags. Oh my gosh, look at them all piled up there. There's so many.
Those are all at that point. They're all in process. None of those are actually. Those are all actually being worked on at the time. Very rarely do I keep flags in the shop. I only have a few that I take out to events on a regular basis. But yeah, I I try to crank them out as fast as I can, as best as I can. All of them are done completely by me, so that way I have full control over the design and the style. That if you ask for a Liberty Bell flag that you've seen in a photo, you're
Mhm.
get a Liberty Bell flag that has the same style. It's not big machine made where it's cut, copied, and pasted and onto another piece of wood. It's not stickers, it's not spray paint and stencils. Even when I carve it, I go back through and I hand torch every single star, every single insignia. That is all done by me to make sure that it has my look and it meets my standard.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is so amazing. Like it just looks like so much work. So how long does it take you to typically, if it was just the regular American flag, nothing fancy with it, just the regular American flag, how long would that take?
I have to think about that a second because I don't think I've made just one in a long time. um, I batch making the best way I can, just for efficiency purposes. But one flag, if you count the time I have to dry it and then like wait to recoat it, one flag takes about 7 to 8 hours total. Um, thank you. It's very important that I get it right when I do it. So I take time between coats to let it dry. I set it off in the side to have a little drying room for all the pieces. But about 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours if I'm just solely working on one. Um, I'm very, very careful about once I get to a certain point and I add clear coat, I batch make it on purpose because at that point, I shut down the shop so that I don't get a ton of imperfections in the clear coat. I'm very careful about that quality management aspect of it. Uh, I only have one or two. I honestly only have one flag in my entire house that's actually mine, and it's right behind me.
I was gonna say it's probably the one right behind you. That one's beautiful.
So that one, I ended up keeping it, and but it had gone out with me to a few shows, and it didn't sell, and it had gotten dinged up a little bit, and at that point, I wasn't going to sell it, and I decided I was going to make it mine, and it's been with me from the move to Texas and everything since then. I decided I was really going to make it mine, and I was going to mount the custom axe that I had a friend make me. So now and it's the axe has "We the People" and an eagle as a part of it, so it fits the genre of my flag.
So I was Facebook stalking you, obviously, because I stole all those pictures. But I noticed in your description of your business, it also mentioned that you specialize in weapon concealment furniture. What
Yeah.
does that mean?
Uh,
I'm gonna.
so I like fancy ways to hide toys and guns and things like that. I mean, it's Facebook. Gotta be careful what you say, I guess. But I actually started a while back, right after I made the first flag. I got the brainy idea. I'm like, you know what? I've seen people do it. I bet you I could make a gun case out of this. And from then on, I started, getting wild and crazy with it. And I now make almost for every regular flag I make some kind of concealment furniture. I do coffee tables, end tables, or nightstands. The flags are the big seller. They are big enough to rifles, as well as I make them small enough for pistols. They're pretty high tech. When I do the gun cases, they all have electronic swipe card access. I have kids. I always make sure that safety is a big part of it. But they have that swipe card access, heavy duty gas struts to make sure that they stay open and closed properly. Uh, High end concealment hinges, motion sensing LEDs, the foam that people use to actually like place their weapons in it so that they stay secure. I use that. It's called Kaizen foam. And then to take it one step further, most of the cases I make are rated for about 200 pounds. So I make sure that it is functional art. It's not designed to be a quick draw contest, but they will keep them safe and they will look classy while they do it. So it's been fun. The biggest thing that has got me making more concealment cases lately is that I've managed to source about 95% of my material from local small businesses. All of my locks and my struts come from a company out of Lancaster. All of my lumber comes from a mill out of Thomasville. Uh, I do as much as I can with other small businesses whenever possible.
That is amazing. Because with this show, I'm 100% about supporting small businesses, helping them, helping the world know, hey, they exist, they're here. I need your business. So that's why I've been doing these interviews. And absolutely love hearing it when small businesses that I interview tell me that they also have other small businesses that they make sure they're the ones that they reach out to help, supply their business with their needs or whatnot. That's just great because, small businesses are their own community. If we are not supporting each other, then nobody else is going to support us. So I am so 100% for that.
It's been great. I kind of hit the ground running when I got back here because I only relocated back to Pennsylvania back in June. So we've been kind of hitting the ground running. We got involved out in events out in the community. Most of the events I do are related to some kind of charity. We raised a bunch of money helping out the Operation Greenlight to combat human trafficking. We helped out this past weekend Combat Vets Motorcycle Association. Since I've been back, God, there's been a few others. York County Canine, the Sheriff's Department Canine Team, Foundation Fighting Blindness, and the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which was really cool getting to meet those guys. That was a great time. And every month we support Toys for Tots too. So we Christmas.
That's the Marine part of your life. The Marines were always huge for Toys for Tots.
I stood in Rhoda, Spain in my Navy dress blues on Black Friday in the Navy Exchange collecting Toys for Tots with my Marines.
Absolutely. I remember that very much when I was on active duty. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. All right. So if you are just joining us, you missed it and you need to rewatch this. I am with Dustan Oberhauser, who is with Liberty Bell Customs. We did not just talk about his amazing work. I showed off pictures of just a couple of the pieces. And let me tell you, you do not want to miss the opportunity at looking at those again. If you are patriotic, which I hope all of you watching my show are, and if you have somebody in the military, if you have somebody who's part of a police force or any kind of first responder, I mean, these gifts are just, you won't find them like this anywhere else. It's just so beautiful, and you need to take the time to check this out. He does have a website. I did copy and paste all his information into the comments. So if any of the below items do not work when you click on them, message me and yell at me first, and then I will give you the right information so that you can get to him. But I want to thank you. I know that we had planned to do an interview a while back, and then you flaked on me. No, something came up and we couldn't make it work. But I am so glad that I was able to fit you back in and get you in here because, wow, I really enjoyed this episode. This was a lot of fun.
I have had a great time too. And there's one more thing I want to mention before we go.
Okay.
COVID kind of put a big damper on a lot of personal get-togethers and things like that. But back in February, I was able to coordinate and sponsor, along with a bunch of other veteran and small businesses, a thing I call the Freedom Rings Flag Build. And if you Facebook stalk a little further back to around February, you'll see it. It was an event where I got 15 first responders, military, wounded warriors, firefighters, Leos, EMS, got them and their spouses together. And this was at the community makerspace in San Antonio. We got everybody together and we actually taught them how to make their own flags. So it was a big flag build where they got to work hands-on with me. We had helpers for all of them. So we even had amputees going through the program where all had all the help that they needed to be able to create a flag of their own. And we had it sponsored to the point where they got to keep the tools that they used. And so we not only introduced them to Sawdust Therapy, we gave them at least the basic tools to do that on their own. And it was the most rewarding thing in my life. I can honestly say that. And as far as being a business owner, and we are going to be doing that again. I'm hoping in the spring, once things die down with COVID, we're even kind of talking about a way to safely do it in the shop with one at a time, once a month, and feature a vet to have them come out to do a build. We're working on it, and it's a big thing that we do. So we're always looking for sponsors for veterans, or if someone wants to sponsor a full build, we are all about it. Feel free to reach out to us. And we have videos and pictures of it all over Facebook and our website as well.
So last question. If someone does want to place an order, how long in advance do you typically need to make an order?
I work on about a 2 to 3 week turnaround because I do work a full-time job. I am finishing grad school. I have the family and I run Liberty Bell. So I work on about a 2 to 3 week turnaround. I'd say we are doing a thing where anything placed before December 1st will be guaranteed by Christmas. So if you do wait until November time frame, we guarantee Christmas delivery if it's before December 1st. I can here, and I want to make sure everybody gets the time and attention that their piece deserves. But about 2 to 3 weeks turnaround.
Wow, that's great. Okay, people. So you heard that. December 1st is your cutoff for all your Christmas gifts. And I mean, once you buy this as a Christmas gift, I'm pretty sure you're never going to be able to top this. That's just going to be like, all right, this is your Christmas gift. Don't expect one next year.
We'll do our best, but I can't guarantee it after December 1st. Just because of the fact that I make sure that the exact piece that they want is what they get.
Oh, absolutely. And that's totally understandable. It's a lot of work you put into it. And like you said, you put so much attention to detail. Yeah, that's just great. Well, thank you, Dustin, for joining me tonight. Thank you, everybody who stopped by live to watch us. If you are watching us on replay, #replay. Let us know what you thought about the show. Give me some pointers, what I should change, what I shouldn't change, what have you. Everything is helpful as I grow with this web show and learning the ins and outs of this business. But thank you again, Dustin. I hope you have a great night.
You as well.
And here's your friendly reminder to put your community first, shop small, eat local. Good night, everybody.